Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sahayak Gurukul channel. As we celebrate International Women's Day, I have two young ladies with me, and we're going to be talking about money and finance with them. On my right is Varnika Sidhu. She's a young corporate executive who's just joined the workforce. And on my left is Ashna Vinod Gupta. She has her own business. She runs an ad agency, and she's looking to, launch her startup very soon. So, ladies, firstly, congratulations on the International Women's Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me first start by asking you, what does money mean to you?
Money is something that can make me feel happy and something that can fulfill my desires.
Okay.
And I can do a lot of shopping.
Okay.
And I don't want to see anybody's face like they will help me for something. I think to be independent is something which money means to me.
Great. And for you, Ashna?
I think for me, money mostly means it is a means to an end. I believe that to fulfill your personal goals, to help your fellow beings, to have the people in your community. So I just think it's a very holistic thing that helps you. Even though I don't think money brings happiness, it definitely brings opportunities for you to seize that bring happiness.
Wonderful. And tell me one thing, what is your financial goal?
My financial goal is something that if I want to retire the very next day, I have a very handful amount of money in my hands and I can retire the next day. I think that is the financially independent I want to be. And if you particularly in terms of like numbers, if you ask me what will be my financial goal, it will be something by which I can bring happiness to me and something that stabilize me somewhere.
Wonderful. Great. That's a great
that is
aspiration to
the
have.
thing.
Wonderful. And for you, Ashna?
I think I've couple. My first financial goal would be that if I want to buy something, I don't have to ever look at the price tag. That's what my dad used to tell me.
Okay.
And the other thing I would want to have a goal is that to be able to share, because you can only share if you have abundance of it. So I want to be able to be a giver if someone asks me or needs me in help. And the third financial goal I have is that I want to have a successful business.
Successful business. Great. Tell me, till now, who has made the money decisions for you?
For me, till now, it was my father, but unfortunately, we lost him in COVID. But now, most of my financial decisions are either made by myself or my brother helps me.
By your brother. Okay, great. And for you, Varnika?
For me, my personal expenses and all the budgets I decide myself because I don't give the key of my car to somebody else to take decisions on my behalf.
Oh, great.
But if it comes to the family, of course, it should not be the me, it's the we. So I
Okay.
think me and my husband.
Great. Wonderful. Tell me one thing, do you understand the difference between saving and investment?
Indeed, I do. I think saving is a waste, even though back in the day it was romanticized in a lot of manners. But in the world we live in today, I believe investing would be the right path to choose. And I'm an investor with Sahayak, so I definitely believe in investing over saving. Yeah.
Wonderful. And for you, Varnika?
I think saving is a very short-term thinking anybody can have. And investment is a very broader term because not in the finances, sometimes you emotionally invest in certain things. In the numbers you invest, and I think when you go for the investment is a very long-term relationship. Either it will be the money or it will be with the people. So I think everybody should invest rather than savings because
Great.
we have to live long.
So, what is your preferred investment and why?
Sir, I think if you look at today's scenario, I think we always talk about the equality, but I think we should talk about the liberalization. It's not about equality, women and men are not equal. They can't be. Physically, mentally, emotionally, neither they can be on the same path. But if you asked me about this thing, I think my financial goal will, or if I go for the investment, I'll play very secure because I know I'm under the radar and not above the radar in the society. So if I go for the investment, I always play safe. My game will be very safe. So I always go for the government securities, I'll say, because that is very safe and secure. And if we see in today's world also, a lot of things are happening with the women. So I think
So risk averse is something
yes,
which is your
very
style.
secure.
And for you, Ashna?
I think I'm quite a high risk taker. I would invest, obviously, I think in terms of my investment instrument would definitely be mutual funds because I don't want to keep looking at the market as far as equity is concerned. However, if I want to show my risk abilities, it would be investing in startups and businesses for sure.
Great.
And
In fact-
one more thing, sir.
Hmm.
Actually, there was a saying that risk is the mother of profit. Like we cannot blindly follow the statements because the marketing is just dancing.
In fact, my next question was going to be what kind of risk are you willing to take for a higher return?
So see, it should be the calculative risk. It should not be like somebody asked me, okay, like the chit fund types or you know the hera fairy types ki aaj aap
Ponzi
you
scheme
invest-
nahi chalega?
Yeah, you invest 10 rupees and it can double in the 2 days. It should not be that. It should be calculated because even if we spend money in a day, that is also a calculative. You cannot give 1,000 rupees for a chola kulcha person. It is also calculative. So the risk should be also be the calculative one. So I'll play very safe.
Great. And you, Ashna?
I think even I would play safe to a certain extent, but if I have a lot of knowledge and I can back it up and it's from my industry, I'm willing to go blindfold.
You're willing to go blind.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you're willing to take the risk. So
I
you
am-
are the risk taker and she seems to be the risk, averse. I'll not say risk averse, but a calculated risk taker.
But I would say I would go in a blindfold situation if I'm informed and I belong to that industry. Because I was reading a book recently by Adam Grant, and in that, Steve Jobs actually invested a lot of his money in Segway because he believed in it. But he didn't know anything about transportation. He can know everything about software and hardware, but he didn't see it coming because he didn't know anything about that. So I will never do that. I would definitely not go blindfold there. But if I know and it's my domain, I will definitely go blindfold 100%.
Great.
It totally depends upon the experience.
Yeah, intuition works. Yeah. So
Okay.
100%.
Now tell me your favorite money story so far.
So far, money making story or money losing story?
Whatever is your favorite
That
money story.
depends.
Whatever is your favorite money story so
See,
far.
sir, I'm
Or
not.
experience with money so far.
So see, I'm in an age of, making up the experiences. So this far, I don't have any money story because previously where I was working, I was very safe. The family from where I'm coming, so there is no black money concept because everybody is a professor in my family. So there is no black money concept or like very calculative things are there in my family. So I neither lose the money or I never gain extra
Great.
money. So this is
Great.
the story. Maybe in the early because life is very long. I'm not going to die tomorrow. So maybe so far.
Money habits, they change, they evolve.
Yes.
Money habits evolve.
Right.
So out of previous experience, when you see your parents spending money, when you see how your parents, your family, your siblings deal with money, that is how your money habits get evolved. So
Yes.
anything which you feel has influenced your money habits so far?
Yes, I think after getting married, so many things
Have
changed. Yes, because you start spending on yourself.
Okay.
Because when you are in, acquiring the knowledge or when you are doing your masters and graduations, you don't have any time for the nails extensions and anything like that. But when you get married, you start looking up to yourself. You just ready yourself, and for that, every single thing costs money.
Okay, great.
So I think after getting married, yes, definitely my expenses goes up, and there was an eager also in myself to earn more money. So I think that is the thing.
Wonderful. So Ashna, what is your favorite money story? I'm sure you have a lot of them.
I do, because my father really pampered me and he gave me anything I ever wanted. But my money story does not come from any kind of materialism, and it comes from something very basic, which is the ability to give. So I think that my favorite money story is that being able to buy a thoughtful present for someone I love, or a friend of mine, or even an employee of mine, anyone who's basically associated to me, and it's thoughtful and not materialistic, because that gives that feeling to the other person that you thought of them. So yeah, that would be my favorite.
That is your favorite money story.
But I think everybody, there is one thing, sir, which I definitely going to mention for all the married women in this society. I think when you get married, the money is something that is your half husband, and it's the harsh reality. When you get married, even if somehow your husband goes up and you don't have any cash in your hand, you can't survive. Secondly, I think in today's society material is something that brings you the status also. Because if you see anybody on the road, and if he's a like the chole kulcha person, he don't have any status just because he don't have the money in his hand. I think everybody has a different concept that money cannot bring you everything, but I think maybe experience and knowledge is something that nobody can take it from you. I think I have some personal experiences. I think money for me is above everything.
Great. You know, there's an old saying, Varnika, there's an old saying which says that money is not the most important thing in your life, but make sure you have enough of it before you speak such nonsense. So money is definitely important.
Yes.
It is something which makes the world go
Other
round.
things
I will
happen.
reiterate my point that it is a means to an end.
It is means
not
to an end.
everything.
You have to have the balance.
That's just what I
there has to be the right kind of balance.
Yes.
Yes, it's a means to an end. I think what money does for everyone is it gives you a choice. It gives you a
Exactly.
choice to
Yes.
pursue what you want to do.
100%. And it's a privilege. You have to understand it's
Great.
a privilege.
That's
It's
why
a
we
point.
always talk about that the women.
Now tell me,
should be
I have to
independent.
ask you one direct question.
100%.
Do you think tell me one thing, who do you think is better at managing money? You or any male member in your family?
So I think that totally depends upon the knowledge.
It totally depends upon the
yes,
knowledge.
That's
Okay.
totally dependent upon
Let's say
the knowledge.
if I was to ask you, would you make a money decision in your
Yes.
life, or would you leave it to a male member in your family to make a money decision for you?
No, if me and my husband both are educated, one, because even the government says that everybody should be educated, and that means that you know how to write and read. And anybody who knows this thing, he can make the money decision. It can be the male or it can be the female. If I have that authority of taking the decisions in my life, in the monetary terms, yes, I can do. If I can manage the expenses of myself, then why not for the other 4 people in the family?
Wonderful.
So it's a very
Great.
simple
And
thing.
what about you, Ashna?
I think for me, I would never leave up any decision on anyone else. Their decision or their advice might have some sort of equity in my decision making, but I would never rely on someone 100% to make any kind of decisions for me. It's not just in terms of money, because I think decision making is again a sense of freedom and independence, which is far away from money, and it's about individuality.
So friends, here we have 2 independent young millennials who are fully capable of making their own money decisions and want to make their own money decisions. It's a wonderful change. Let me tell you both, Varnika and Ashna, it's such a wonderful change to see this. Because we come across a lot of women investors, right, who are also still dependent on their male members in the family for this, whether it was the father or the sibling or a child or a husband, they still depend. But good to see that you feel that if you have the knowledge, yes, you should take money decision. Great. But tell me one thing, for your investments that you're doing currently, are you taking any financial advice from somebody?
Yes, I am. I have a professional wealth management company that takes care of my needs, and they're doing a pretty good job so far.
Great. And how about you, Varnika?
See, sir, I'm taking the experiences in consideration, my personal experiences, and yeah, of course, you cannot know everything. And so, yes, I'm also taking the advisories from my father and in the company where I'm working.
Great. Tell me one thing. This Women's Day, what is a money pledge or a money goal, a resolution that you like to make?
I can make the resolution, but you have to stick to it.
That's up to you. Most resolutions are meant to be broken, but I think a money resolution is something which you should stick to.
I think a money resolution I should stick to is that I should focus even more on in saving and investing my money than going to Zara or the likes of exhibitions to spend it on.
Great.
So maybe
How about
I
you?
should cut down on some shopping.
So, see, I think women is a complete circle, and I think she has a power to create, nurture, and then transform. I think God has given us all the capabilities. So, firstly, I don't believe in any pledge. But yes, if I have to take any money decisions in my life,
Money resolution, this Women's Day.
resolution or anything, so my only thing is to earn 80,000 or 90,000 in a month, so that I can just, just spend enough of the money. This is the only.
You should have the financial
small-
independence to
yes,
do it.
Because I have a very small dream. I don't think big or dream big. That may be my personal problem, but I think I'm very happy in my small family.
Okay, one last question to both of
Yes.
you. There's this concept called financial infidelity.
Yeah.
financial infidelity, wherein you try to, hide financial decisions, financial mistakes that you've made from others. So, do you have any have you ever committed any financial infidelity with your family?
Yes.
You spent something and you hidden something.
110%. I did it last summer.
Last summer.
I invested a huge amount of money in something and I lost it all.
Great.
So,
Something like a crypto, I think.
No, it wasn't a crypto.
Okay.
It was an extension of my own business and it failed miserably.
And you hid it from the members of the family.
Yeah, but I think they're going to know now since this is going to go out.
Okay.
So sorry about that.
Great. So would you repeat that again if you had to?
I would repeat it, but maybe this time I would share it.
You would share it.
That is something I would change.
Okay. How about you?
Sir, I think all the shoppings the women will done, they never told anybody what's the price tag of the clothes.
That's true.
Yeah. So
A lot of time.
that is the blunder that every woman does.
Yeah, she does that.
Yeah. So
You know,
every woman
I know a lot
also
of women who carry a scissors in their purse
Yes.
and they cut off the price tag when they buy something
I
so
know.
that your family doesn't come to know of it. Wonderful, ladies.
Yes.
Great. It was great talking to you and all the best. Have a great Women's Day and have a great financial life ahead. May God bless you with the achievement of all your financial